disease is oxidation? I got an interesting question from one of you, and I'm going to chat about evolution, the origin of life, and diseases, and how all of that is interlinked with plasma. Hello, my name is Greg Friedman. On this channel, I like to chat about scientific topics, mainly focused on plasmas, because that's what I do for a living. So let's take a look at the question. As a man who knows the electrical nature of matter, maybe you can debunk me. I say it like this. Electron replete, healthy cells are irreducible. Disease is oxidation. Every disease I searched for had inflammation associated with it. The flame in inflammation is, of course, oxidation. So evidence abound. What do you think? All diseases explained in 9 words. Very cool question. So let's chat about this. I don't disagree with you, but I don't agree with you either. So look, without oxidation, you'd be dead. Every cell in your body needs oxygen to survive. And yet, answer me this, how much free oxygen, that's the catch in the question, how much free oxygen is inside of your blood right now, is inside of your cells right now? Well, guess what? Free oxygen? None. So your lungs take in oxygen, bind it to hemoglobin, and transport it around, handing it from molecule to molecule, handling it very carefully because it is toxic to the body. So your whole system is built to control oxidation, but you rely on the electrons that are sitting in that oxygen to live. Now, yes, almost always inflammation shows elevated markers for oxidation because immune cells, that's what they do. They come to something, to a place where they think there is a problem, and they synthesize reactive oxygen species and use them to attack the foreign organism. And those same species, when detected by other immune cells, they call them in, causing lots of immune activity in the area where reactive oxygen species are being released. So yes, inflammation and oxidative markers are very often go hand in hand. And my favorite one of those, I keep talking about it all the time, is peroxynitrite, my favorite biochemical. Anyway, so, too much reducing power. So if you're in a reductive atmosphere, it's also very bad for the cell. Each individual cell in your body maintains so-called redox balance, reduction-oxidation balance, very, very tightly. Matter of fact, this is evolutionary. Now, I don't know which one you accept. Bacteria created us or bacteria invaded us. Whichever one of the paths you accept, inside of every single cell in your body is mitochondria. Mitochondria has its own DNA, and it's bacterial DNA. It has double cell wall, just like bacteria. It replicates by splitting, just like bacteria. Mitochondria used to be, a couple of billion years ago, they used to be independent bacteria that either, and we don't know the answer to this one, they either built protection for themselves or they invaded already existing cellular system and became part of it. What we do know is today, you, sir, are a walking tank protecting billions of bacteria that are living inside of your cells. and you're protecting them from oxidative stress, right? So oxidation is not the disease. Oxidation is what created life and forced it to evolve. Original atmosphere on Earth. Are you familiar with the Miller experiment? This guy, a long time ago, he took a jar, glass jar, filled it with sand, methane, nitrogen, water to replicate early atmosphere on this planet. No oxygen. No oxygen was around, but there was water, there was methane, there was nitrogen, and there was lightning. So he put in a little spark into this glass jar, sealed it, and waited for a while. And after a bit of time, the water in the jar turned brown. And when he analyzed it, he found a bunch of amino acids. Now, those amino acids combined together over a very long time created microorganisms. Bacteria were probably first here. They're simpler plants, and plants started making this horrible molecule, oxygen, and it's killing bacteria. So bacteria started to build protection mechanisms for themselves. And again, as I said, that the tank that bacteria built is now watching this video. So oxidation is the foundation of life as we know it, not the other way around. And I am a plasma guy, right? So where does plasma kick in? Well, aside from the fact that in the Miller experiment, that little lightning, that was plasma. We make plasma in the lab to disrupt your redox balance. So when you take a mammalian cell and you give it something to do. Now, as the cells age, for example, stem cells, as they age, the response to external stress decreases. Plasma treatment kind of kicks them a little harder. So intracellular signals cross the threshold and a cell becomes active and does what it's supposed to do. And plasma achieves that through disrupting the redox balance. We oxidize the cell, or we put it in a reducive environment with using different gas combination and different plasma, and both, believe it or not, both lead to better wound healing, anti-tumor, anti-cancer activity in the body, blood coagulation when you want it to coagulate, angiogenesis, blood vessel opening up. I mean, lots of really good things you can achieve with just plasma. So oxidation is, you're right, oxidation is bad. You're wrong. Oxidation is good. So I agree and disagree with you at the same time. Awesome question. Now, can I explain all diseases in 9 words? No. Biology is really complex. Oxidation, redox balance is underneath a lot of the processes. I would venture to say it is in one way or another involved in every single disease. Yes, but there are also complex and complicated biological and biochemical pathways that are also involved. And those are different for different ailments. So all diseases in 9 words? No. But you're right, oxidation is quite important. The good and the bad of it. Anyway, awesome question. Enjoyed answering it. Please post more questions like that down in the comment section. Always happy to chat about them. Peace. I'll see you in the next video.